Streaming now on News 9 Plus. Download now.
It's finally time for the latest episode of the greatest cricketing rivalry to begin. India versus Pakistan is an emotion. It's an occasion that gives us a chance to take a walk back to the memory lane and relive some World Cup Hall of Fame moments. The Amir Sohail Venkatesh Prasad saga in 1996, to Sachin Tendulkar Shoaib Akhtar battle in 2003, to Virat Kohli's classy 107 in Adelaide in 2015, to Rohit Sharma's 100 in 2019 against Pakistan. These are moments that fans cherish forever. Today is another chapter waiting to be written in this classic rivalry. The occasion couldn't have been grander. It's a World Cup with India as the hosts, and India are playing Pakistan on Indian soil. Both teams will know the significance of this moment. They will know that every run and every wicket will be watched by millions. They will know that one good innings, one brilliant spell can immortalize that player in cricketing lore forever. Hello and a very warm welcome to all. I'm Neha Bhardwaj-Alter and it's time for India versus Pakistan. Jamie Alter is here with us as we set this game up for you. Chetan Narula will join us from Ahmedabad as soon as he gets some security clearance to get out of the stadium to come join us. But what an occasion this is. We've all been waiting for it. It's the first time Pakistan have travelled to India in 7 years, playing on Indian soil, playing at the Narendra Modi Stadium. More than 1 lakh people will be there. There'll be dignitaries, there'll be industrialists, there'll be celebrities, there'll be politicians. So much drama and so much hype. Ultimately, it'll come down to who handles this hype, this pressure better. Babar Azam and his team, they won 2 games. But what they've done is that they've stayed so far in Hyderabad. This is the first time they've travelled out of Hyderabad. They've come to Ahmedabad. How will they adapt to the conditions here? That's something to watch out for. India, on their part, they've been perfect throughout. They have played 2 games. Both games have been match-winning performances where we've seen Virat Kohli do well. We've seen Rohit Sharma score 100. KL Rahul has scored runs. Kuldeep Yadav has got wickets as well. Jasprit Bumrah was the standout performer in the last game against Afghanistan. So a lot to look forward to. This is, cricket's grandest stage. Jamie, excited? Are you ready? The fact that we're hoping this is going to be a close game because of how good these two teams have been. Yes, I know coming into the tournament, India clear favourites, but just in the way Pakistan have played so far, I know the opposition hasn't been, a very strong opposition in both the games that they played. But are you expecting a close game given, the world-class players these two teams have?
I would hope for a close contest, but I don't know how many Indian fans or any Pakistan fans, to be very honest, would actually want a nail biter or a heart stopper. You might find that the sentiment is actually very different. If you would ask the common man on the road, they probably say India should smash Pakistan, and people across the border will probably say that Pakistan should smash India. And I get where that sentiment comes from, but like I said yesterday, Maya, the fact that we've seen 11 matches now and none of them has gone down to the wire, maybe it's just indicative of where the one-day game is. But personally, I would love to see a classic match. Okay, maybe not one that goes down to the last ball, because we all know how the finest of margins that ends up throwing up. But I would take a 15 or a 12 run win for India, or I would take a 3 to 4 wicket win for India. Maybe not closer than that, because sometimes when the match gets narrowed down to the last ball or last over, things do often go out of your control. You get some bad luck or a drop catch. But definitely, I personally want to see a nice close encounter because I think the World Cup needs to start finally on that kind of a note.
Absolutely. Chetan Narula joins us as well from outside the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. And as I can see, he's had to travel far because the stadium is a little far away. How far have you come from the stadium, Chetan?
1.5 kilometers to do the show. But in the morning, I had to take one auto, which brought me 3 kilometers away. Then a second auto, which dropped me another, 2 kilometers away. And then I had to walk another 500 meters before the guy who lives just next door, he had a scooty and he dropped me just to the gate. So it's been a kind of an adventurous morning. But let me tell you, it's a sea of blue out there. Right now, Virat Kohli, I was just setting up the camera. Virat Kohli walked out for practice. And I've been covering cricket for the last 12 years. I've been covering Virat Kohli for the last 10 years. I have not heard a chant of Kohli Kohli like the one I just heard from outside the stadium. This is going to be mad today. It's going to be an absolute madhouse today. It's a sea of blue. The only green jerseys we'll see will be the ones that Pakistan team is wearing. And Jamie, nobody wants a close match here. Everybody wants an India win. They don't care if they win by 10 wickets. They don't care if they win by 200 runs. An India win. Somehow, just an Indian win. That's all is needed for today. It's a sea of blue. And if you're not going to be intimidated by this, I don't know what you're going to be intimidated by.
So the pressure is going to be on Pakistan, Jamie. I know Babar Azam spoke about it in the pre-match press conference saying, yeah, pressure is there, but the senior guys need to put their hand up. In that sense, how difficult will it be for Pakistan, given that this is going to be a completely partisan crowd? I mean, we saw the sea of blue at the Firozshah Kotla in the India-Afghanistan match. Now, imagine here with over 1 lakh spectators. I'm guessing it's already full. Chetan will tell us, but how big a moment is this for Pakistan, and can they handle this pressure? Okay, Jamie, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Look, the pressure is absolutely 100% stacked, on Pakistan's shoulders. Chetan rightfully said, it's going to be entirely blue. The only green will be the green on their backs and on the backs of the support staff and the management staff. And I think that is where perhaps this match could be won or lost. Because look, if we get down to brass tacks, you do a man-to-man analysis. India's players are far greater in form. They know the conditions. Pakistan, how many of these players have played in India? How many of them have played in front of this kind of a crowd? We know how big the MCG is, and Chetan can tell you what the atmosphere was like when these two teams met there a little over a year ago. But this is very, very different. This whole, like I said yesterday, this match has been designed to intimidate. This venue has been chosen to intimidate. What we're seeing in the build-up, all the performances, this has been designed to intimidate. So this is the most unlikely situation that this Pakistan team could find themselves in. Now, let's get down to the more practical, the more logical discussion. Babar Azam doesn't have form, Imamul Haq doesn't have form, Shadab Khan doesn't have form, Shaheen Afridi doesn't have form, Haris Rauf doesn't have form. So against all that we've just been discussing, where do they find the inner will? Do they find some divine intervention, like many of them claim happened in '92? Will they find that on this stage from a contest perspective? Let's hope so. But I don't see how Pakistan are going to come together and manage to stop this Indian team, which is looking so smooth right now.
Okay, let's put Chetan on the big screen completely. I want to see and I want to show it to our viewers. He's standing 1.5 kilometers away from the stadium. And I want to get into the details of why you had to take 3 different rides to reach the stadium, Chetan. Tell us about the security measures. Tell us how Ahmedabad is geared up right now. What is happening on the streets there, on the roads, on the way to the stadium? What was it like before we get to talking about how many spectators are there?
So to the left is the main gate. That's the Narendra Modi gate. And 2 kilometers before that, the roads are blocked. So the auto wallas are going to drop you over there. The cabs are dropping you over there if you're coming by yourself. You have to walk all the way from there and then take another auto if you're going to gate 3, which is on my right hand. which is another 3 kilometers that side. So from there to there, I had to take another auto. So 2 auto rides, one earlier, and then one from here to gate number 3. But even before gate number 3, there's 1.5 kilometers before that. There's a security cordon. You can't get through. And they stopped us there. And I had to wait 10 minutes there, standing there. Why? Because the Pakistan team convoy was passing. And now is the security thing. You want the security details? The Pakistan cricketers are sitting in just one bus, but there are 15 cars ahead of them and 15 cars behind them. There's an ambulance, there's a fire brigade, and there's another bus full of your Black Cat commandos, another one which is full of your policemen,
Wow.
another one with doctors and everything, and one bus with, I think some of their family members are here as well. I'm not sure about that, but I did see a bus full of family members, so I'm assuming it's Pakistan team's family members. So that's the Pakistan team's convoy, and it passed in front of us, 30 cars surrounding the bus, no traffic movement around them, can't even walk on the footpath when the Pakistan team bus is moving around. And then when they allowed us, when the team bus had passed and they allowed us, there was another 1.5 kilometers waiting for me. But like I said, this guy just lives outside the building walls, and he showed his Aadhaar card, and I said, please give me a ride, and he gave me a ride on his scooty. And
Tell me
I
one
came
thing,
to the
did he
ground.
ask you for a pass?
No. He said, I already have a pass, so I'll be joining you into the ground. So very quickly, I'm just going to go grab my blue jersey, and I'm going to join you in the ground. So, if you live next door to Motera, you don't have to, get in the lines and come from 1.5 kilometers away. I mean, it's amazing. It's an adventure. It's a vibe. It's a whole World Cup vibe. It's India versus Pakistan, a sea of blue. I was at gate 2. As far as I could see, I took a couple of pictures as well. It was blue T-shirts everywhere. I was, that gate behind me, I was walking up the stairs. There's a huge ramp over there and a stream of blue. Stream of blue. There are multiple gates to, check your tickets. People entering in, multiple lines of blue. And inside the stadium, today there'll be no questions how many people are seated inside the stadium. There's already song and dance happening. We just finished. Some great numbers, some great passionate Indian numbers. The ground is already chock-a-block full. I think it's already, I think it's twice the number of people who were there on England-New Zealand game. And this is going to be 100,000 plus, for sure. 100,000 blue jerseys in the stands is going to be absolutely mad. Oh yeah, Amitabh Bachchan is coming today. So I think...
Okay, I seem to have lost the network there with Chetan. But yes, Amitabh Bachchan will be there. There is Sachin Tendulkar, who's already landed in Ahmedabad. There is Virat Kohli's wife, Anushka Sharma. She is there. There are going to be, like I said, other politicians, dignitaries who will be there and there. You can see Sachin Tendulkar's visuals, the great master landing in Ahmedabad for the big game. There is Anushka Sharma, Virat Kohli's wife. She's there, actor. She's there as well. So this is a huge moment. Also, the build-up itself has been quite grand. The hype around it, the fact that this venue is the biggest cricketing venue, the stadium, Narendra Modi Stadium, the biggest in the world, to have 130,000, close to 130,000 spectators there, fans there, to, seeing that there are going to be some dignitaries who will be there for this match, that underlines the significance of this occasion. The fact that this is a huge moment, World Cup match between India and Pakistan being played on Indian soil in Ahmedabad at the Narendra Modi Stadium. There are so many little subplots there, and I think everybody wants a piece of this rivalry. Everybody wants a piece of this action. So this is the biggest rivalry in cricket that transcends the sport, sets the temperature soaring either side of the border. The contest that brings the cricket world to a standstill. We're talking about India versus Pakistan, where this storied rivalry starts a new chapter in front of a sellout crowd in Ahmedabad. India have won all 7 of their previous 50-over World Cup matches against Pakistan. So will it become 8-0 today, or will Babar Azam's team put a stop to that dominant streak? The last time these two teams met at the World Cup in England 4 years ago, there were over 800,000 applications for tickets at the Old Trafford. Now, a match which was watched globally by 273 million fans. What will it be today? What will we see today? Both teams are unbeaten in the tournament with 2 wins each and ranked first and second in the ODI format. And while head-to-head encounters between India and Pakistan are rare, they did meet twice at the Asia Cup recently, where after a washout in the first game, India smashed Pakistan in the second round en route to the title. Let's get to talking about the big key battles. What are some of the key battles that will light up this match, Jamie? One encounter that that everybody is looking forward to is Rohit Sharma versus Shaheen Shah Afridi. Though that aura around Shaheen Shah Afridi before the Asia Cup a month back, that has really lessened, that has diminished. Rohit Sharma is on song, he's looking good. What are you seeing from this battle between Shaheen Shah Afridi and Rohit Sharma?
Overall, if you see it, I think it's pretty even. I believe the first time they would have met was the 2019 match at Old Trafford, which India won quite comfortably. I think Shaheen didn't get a wicket, didn't bowl very, very well there, and Rohit got a match-winning 100. 21, Shaheen got KL Rahul, and he did get Virat, in fact, yes. So that's 1-1 right there. Then Palekele, he got his number, but then in the second match, Rohit and Gill really took him on. So I think if it's 4 matches between the two, or 5, I'm not sure. I think it's pretty evenly stacked. But you look at the way, the kind of form that Rohit Sharma is bringing into this match. You know, he finally got runs in the World Cup after that initial struggle. He's just coming off 131. And I was just talking to someone before this show, and I said, you know what? Yes, it's Afghanistan. Yes, the Kotla conditions were stacked in favor of batsmen, but Rohit Sharma batting that way, you know, not giving the opposition an inch. Yes, net run rate was definitely on his mind, but I think he's sort of setting himself up to do well against Afridi, Hassan Ali, and Wahab Riaz. If the conditions are like we're expecting, there's going to be runs in this track. But very, very important that we've discussed before, that Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli getting runs, you know, are what in the end is going to decide whether India win the World Cup or not. And looking at the past struggles, not just against Shaheen Shah Afridi, but against quality left-arm pacers. You know, Trent Bolt has really bothered this team. Mitchell Starc has bothered this team earlier this year 3 times. And I think it's very imperative that India do not slip to early wickets. And key to that, I'm not even going to get into whether Shubman Gill plays or Ishan Kishan plays. That's, in my mind, that's immaterial. Rohit Sharma needs to stamp his authority on this match, more so if India are batting first. Because like I mentioned in yesterday's show, the only pressure to my mind that can get to the Indian team is scorecard pressure. And Rohit Sharma, you know, having really done so well in one days this year, I believe he's going to really set the tone. I don't know. I called 100 for him and Virat Kohli before the Afghanistan match right here on this channel. Virat just didn't have time to bat. I'm not going to go as far as to say that Rohit's going to get 100. I think that's going to happen with Virat Kohli today. But expect a strong, dominant statement from Rohit Sharma, especially as you mentioned against Shaheen Shah Afridi.
Okay, and both of them are big match players, so you can expect them to be at their best in this match against Pakistan. But what are we hearing when it comes to security in Ahmedabad? Chetan was just talking to us, and in fact, we tried to connect with him because the network's a little weak. But Chetan was standing outside the Narendra Modi Stadium, and he said that when the Pakistan team traveled into the stadium, he said there were 30 cars, 15 in front, 15 behind, with the Black Cat commandos, with the police personnel, with doctors, with nurses. There were ambulances. There was a fire brigade. So you can imagine that there is security plus in case there is any need for emergency services when it comes to, you know, any medical emergency services. That was that had been provided to this Pakistan team. And you know what's at stake. You know that this is a big match. You know that there are going to be, you know, a record crowd there in the stadium. We know the security needs to be beefed up. So we've already spoken about it in the last 2 shows. Over the last 2 days, we've been talking about how, you know, that, as Chetan was saying, and in fact, he's joined us now, how he said that Ahmedabad right now is the safest place to be in because of the kind of security that there is, and he has come back. Chetan, I wanted to also ask you about the press conference, you know, the pre-match press conference. What was that like with Babar Azam and Rohit Sharma? I know that both sort of downplayed the hype around the match, and understandably so. But what was it that you picked up from the two press conferences? Chetan?
Well, first of all, you know, it's really heating up. It's heating up outside and inside the ground, and you know, my phone again heated up. So apologies for that. I found a nice shaded place where the kind policemen have helped me, you know, set up again. So hopefully we'll have a continued session now. So yeah, yesterday in the press conferences we had Babar Azam and Rohit Sharma. It was good that Rohit Sharma came for the press conference. It's a huge game. You need to talk about the team, and you need to send out the right message. It was chock-a-block, you know, like an India-Pakistan game would expect. A lot of conversation about 7-0 to Babar Azam, and you know, like I mentioned yesterday, it was really interesting that he said that, you know, it's a big game, and you know, win or loss in this game could impact the morale of the dressing room of the team. But then the same question was put to Rohit Sharma, and he said the opposite thing, as expected. And he said, 7-0, I am not somebody who cares about these statistics. Simple as that. You know, that's a standard line you would hear from anybody in the Indian dressing room. And he also said that they have the experience of playing in front of 100,000, 120,000 people. They actually enjoy it. I'm sure he was referring to somebody like a Virat Kohli who dances to the crowd, gets the crowd behind him. So, you know, they said, you know, our team enjoys playing in front of such a big crowd. And he said that such a big crowd can only be an advantage to the Indian team. Wherever they go, in any part of the world, it's an advantage for the Indian team. And then it becomes about making that advantage count and performing on the day, performing on the field. And I think that was an absolutely 100% right, what he said, you know. This cannot be a disadvantage. Only the Pakistan team will feel the nerves, will feel intimidated. Not the Indian team. They're used to this. They love this. They cherish this. And
okay, there seems to be a problem.
Can't wait for the match to get started, really.
Okay, there seems to be a problem with Chetan's audio. But this is what Rohit Sharma had said in the press conference. Let's put that quote up about how both teams are equal and will start evenly. He says, I don't think the 7-0 record against Pakistan in World Cups is a psychological advantage. You have to play good cricket every day. It's important for us as a team that we should not pay too much attention to what is already over. We should also pay attention to the fresh day, the fresh opposition. Both the teams will start evenly. Both the teams are equal before they go into this game. It is just about handling the pressure and dictating terms. The other thing that Chetan was referring to, that Rohit Sharma said, where he said playing at home and nice feeling, he said this is not a disadvantage. You know, the fact that you're playing in front of large crowds, that's not a disadvantage. You feel nice about playing in front of your home crowd. They get behind you no matter what the situation of the game is. And he says, my overall experience playing, not just in India, even outside India, we get massive support. So I have so far never experienced where the crowd has gone against us or anything like that. So he's saying that this is not going to be a problem for India at all, that these people all have played you know, IPL matches where there's been large crowd. But let's also now talk about what we can expect at the toss, guys. I know, Jamie, you've already said that Rohit Sharma should bat first and, you know, just get rid of that idea of even having scoreboard pressure. If that's even a possibility, just don't put that in. But let's find out from Chetan whether he agrees with this. Chetan, what do you think Rohit Sharma will look to do if he wins the toss today?
It's a tough one, Meha. It's not as hot. The sun is playing hide and seek. There's no cloud cover as such, but it's not as hot when you're in the shade. There's no breeze around. So you would want to bat first and take advantage of it. But at the same time, there could be a lot of dew in the evening. There's been dew over the last 2 days here, whenever the team has been practicing here in the evening. So you would want to take advantage of that dew as well. So I don't know. I mean, India looks to bat first. The record is that they look to bat first. They enjoy batting first against Pakistan in these big games. Whenever it has, whenever it has come to them, there's only one instance in those 7-0 when, 2003. We were talking about that last evening. Only one instance where India actually chased it down. Pakistan has never chased down any target. So is that an advantage? I think India will look to bat first.
Okay, Jamie, you agree as well? Do you possibly playing a huge role here? You think India should bat first?
Absolutely, it's a World Cup match. You need to go into the semi-finals as close to being unbeaten as possible, right? This is your biggest match. You had a massive match against Australia. You took 2 points off them. Now you need to do the same here. And I mean, I'm saying, why even give Pakistan 5%, 10% of having any advantage back? Chetan rightly said they've not chased in World Cups. Your best chance to bury Pakistan is by putting up 330, hopefully 350. I don't know what the track is going to be like. Bury them under runs. You don't want to, just give Shaheen Afridi that chance,
Yeah.
So to my mind, there's no doubt, just bat.
Okay, let's also find out from Chetan what the pitch is going to be like. Chetan, the first match that was played here, this match today will be played on a different pitch. The reports are that this is a black soil pitch. What are you expecting from the pitch? Because in the first one, between New Zealand, England, they had put up a total of 283. 282. They restricted England to 282 for 9 and then chased that down very comfortably. What are you expecting today in terms of the par total?
Meha, I think the pitch is going to be a little more inclined towards spin than it was in the first game between England and New Zealand. I think, India will play 3 spinners today. I think Shardul Thakur will go out. Ravichandran Ashwin will come in. It just remains to be seen whether India will bowl first because they're picking those 3 spinners. And I think if India bat first, if they put on 300, 320 on the board, we'll only find out once the first few overs have been bowled how the pitch is really behaving. But you expect it to come to the bat well. You expect plenty of runs to be scored here. We have 100,000 people here today. You would not want a low-scoring game. You want a high-scoring game. So I think the ball will come onto the bat. One thing Rohit Sharma did say yesterday was the pitch is not going to change too much from the first to the second innings. The dew is going to come in late, because the match is starting at 2 p.m., etc., etc. So I guess he expects a lot of runs from the pitch, and I expect the same.
Okay, yeah, this is exactly what Rohit Sharma had said in the press conferences. Honestly, I don't know how much of a factor it's going to be because in Delhi, we were expecting dew to come in. It didn't come. Chennai also, it was after probably 30 overs. So you're done with 75% of the game by then. So I don't think toss is going to play a massive factor. It's what the team is comfortable doing, whether it is chasing, posting a total, whatever it is. And that's why I think I'll have to agree with Jamie when he says that you've got to bat first in a World Cup match, high pressure game. Imagine if you're batting second and you lose 2 or 3 quick wickets. Then that scoreboard pressure, especially if the opposition's already put up a 350 kind of total, you are going to be in trouble. I've already spoken about one key battle, Jamie. We've spoken about Rohit Sharma versus Shaheen Afridi. What about someone like a Babar Azam versus, say, Kuldeep Yadav?
Yeah, I mean, you look at Babar Azam's record against India. I think 7 matches, yet to get a 50, a couple 40s. So he clearly doesn't have current form or any past form against India to show for. On top of that, he's captaining Pakistan in a foreign country, an alien country where, like I said, everything has been designed to intimidate this team. Really, really unlucky situation to be in when you're not scoring runs, when there's gaping holes in your overall team performance and strategy, and now you're up against that. And then like you asked, Kuldeep Yadav. I mean, Babar has struggled against Kuldeep. He struggled against quality left armers. And, just imagine if one of the openers falls early and he walks out there and, forget Kuldeep will come much later. He's got to deal with Jasprit Bumrah, who I'm also pegging down for an amazing performance today. I think he could be the most pivotal player on this pitch. I agree with Chetan. I think it will turn. And though we're hearing the Shardul talkers warming up far more intensely than Ashwin is, so who knows what's actually going to happen. But I have Bumrah tipped for a big match. If Babar can overcome Bumrah, overcome Siraj, maybe overcome Shardul, and then get to Kuldeep, he's going to have his task cut out because Kuldeep is having an amazing year, an amazing last 15, 18 months, in fact. And I think on this track, he's going to have a big say as well. So I wouldn't want to be Babar Azam in any way right now in this match.
I'm also wondering if Babar Azam, after winning the toss, will choose to bat or field. But Chetan, yes, Jasprit Bumrah, home ground for him in Ahmedabad. So given that he's already been so impressive since his comeback and then what we saw in the match against Afghanistan on flat track, what are you expecting from him? And who do you think is going to be that trump card for India when it comes to their bowling today?
Well, it has to be Jasprit Bumrah to start off playing on his home ground.
Yeah.
And at the same time, he's playing in front of his home crowd. I think his mother is going to be here today. It's a brilliant moment. I mean, he said that we have a policeman who's coming and lurking into the camera at the same time. So I think Jasprit Bumrah definitely with the ball first up because he's been getting that movement, especially if India are bowling second. You have that extra bit of movement going on there. So I think that'll be very important. But apart from that, I agree with Jimmy. I think Kuldeep Yadav is going to play a pivotal role, especially if we have that just a little bit of extra turn, just a little bit of extra movement from the pitch. I think Kuldeep Yadav becomes very vital, especially if Ashwin doesn't play, because I don't expect Jadeja to take too many wickets on this surface.
Okay, there is other question of Shubman Gill and whether he is going to be playing today. We will get to know in just a moment from now because it's toss time at Ahmedabad and both the captains are out there. We will get you the latest. But I'm wondering if you still have the policeman near you, Chetan, talk to him.
Yeah.
Let us know what he thinks of this match. You know, it's all good. When we are talking about it, what about the local security personnel? What does he make of this big game?
Yeah, he's here with us. क्या लगता है आपको कौन जीतेगा? आइए इस पे नहीं आप नहीं बता पाएंगे. Okay, he's shy. He doesn't want to talk about who's gonna win. He's like I can't say it.
Sure.
But
sure.
yeah, I think we've just had a loud roar from the background, so I guess India's probably won the toss. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do you see any changes in the playing 11 from the last game? Chetan, you've already said that maybe Ashwin's going to come into this game.
Maybe. I think Shubman Gill was taking some catching practice.
Okay. Let me just, I'm sorry, I've got to cut you short because India won the toss and they've opted to field, guys. They've opted to field. So the news coming from the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad is that Rohit Sharma has finally won the toss and he has opted to field first. We're going to find out in just a bit as to why he's taken that decision, and I have a feeling this has to do with the due factor and that playing a big role here. But Jamie, how do you look at this? And clearly no one's talking about scoreboard pressure.
Yeah, it just goes to say that we can have our own views. This team clearly has its own plans, but I'm surprised. I'm not saying this is gonna cost the match, but I'm surprised and I'm not as confident as I was before.
Okay, now what this means is that India needs a good start and Jasprit Bumrah needs to get a couple of wickets with the new ball. Chetan?
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you have to take regular wickets. You have to peg back Pakistan. You have to get quickly into their middle order and make sure that they don't take too many, they don't score too many runs. You have to restrict them to
2 par total. Okay. I'm trying to connect with Chetan and we just have to bear with this because he is in fact outside the stadium. There are of course jammers, when it comes to the network there as well. So on and off, though he's standing a little far away, but security is huge. It's been beefed up there. India have won the toss in Ahmedabad. They have opted to field first. clearly due being the factor there in that decision for Rohit Sharma. We still don't know the playing 11. As soon as I get the playing 11 for the two teams, we're going to put that up for all of you. But what will the pitch be like? That'll be interesting to see as well. This is a different pitch from the pitch that was used for the New Zealand-England game, where the first innings score was 282. What is it going to be today? Can Indian bowlers, can they stop Pakistan, to 280, below 300? Is that a possibility? They will need to do that if India wants to win this game. There we have it. Now I have the full transcript of what Rohit Sharma said. At the toss, he says, we will bowl first, cannot get bigger than this. Fantastic atmosphere. Sure, a lot of us are going to experience something really extraordinary. It's a good track, not going to change much. Dew could be a big factor, like I said, in keeping that in mind. We want to bowl first. He says we want to keep striving for the best. We want to come out there and give our best in every game. Keeping the atmosphere and the team relaxed is the most important thing in a tournament like this. Okay, the big news then is Shubman Gill is back, guys. He's back in place of Ishan Kishan. Unfortunate for Ishan to miss out. That's what Rohit Sharma says. I feel for him. He stepped up when we needed him. Gill has been a special player for us for past year or so. So especially at this ground, we wanted him back. So I think the key sentence there is, especially at this ground, we wanted him back. If there's one player who understands what this ground plays like, two players rather in this team, Jamie, one is Shubman Gill and the other is Hardik Pandya. So what do you think of this decision? Shubman Gill coming in place of Ishan Kishan. Clearly, I mean, I'm sure that the team management have spoken to the doctor, the physio. They've made sure that he's fit. He's been past fit, and only then they've gone in with this decision.
Of course, I mean, look, this is a massive occasion. Shubman Gill would have probably told them well before, कि मैं तो किसी भी हालत में fit हो जाऊंगा. You know, he has a certain drive, a certain determination. He knows, you know, this is his first World Cup. It's ending up being his first World Cup match. So he must have been, you know, just tearing to get into the 11. And of course, then you look at the form he's in, what he brings to this team. Then on top of that, his record against Ahmedabad, you know, in Ahmedabad, his batting form there, a Test 100 this year, an international T20I 100 there, 94 not out, hundreds in the IPL. You know, he knows this. So he would have pushed his body, pushed his mind to different levels just to get in. And I hope it proves the right decision. I hope this is not, because Indian teams, we all know, they've pushed in players, you know, in the past 12, 15 months, and it's not worked out well. Let's hope that the Shubman Gill we see today is exactly the kind of Shubman Gill we've grown accustomed to for the past 15, 18 months. Because if that Shubman Gill turns up, it'll be fantastic to watch. And they need that. Between Ishan Kishan and Shubman Gill, I think nobody will have a doubt as to which Indian opener they would prefer to see walk out alongside Rohit Sharma, especially against Shaheen Shah Afridi, Haris Rauf and Hassan Ali.
Now, Jamie, Chetan had said this yesterday. Is Chetan back with us? If he isn't, just let me know. But Chetan had said this yesterday, that he saw Shubman Gill shadow practicing, and he said that that means that he is going to play today. Clearly, you know, he's been past fit, and Rohit Sharma knows the importance of an informed Shubman Gill on a ground where he plays for his IPL team, Gujarat Titans. What this also means is that Jamie, they do believe that Shardul Thakur is going to be more impactful today than Ravichandran Ashwin. So in that sense, what are you expecting from the pitch?
Looks to be a belter then, right? If you brought back in Shubman Gill on a ground where he scored runs by the truckloads, if you resisted the temptation to play Ashwin, then I don't think there's going to be any turn, because India would have felt if there's going to be turn, there's no better restrictor, you know, choker than Ashwin. So by choker, I mean, you know, to choke the opposition, not in the South African sense of the word. So if they've left out Ashwin and they persisted with Shardul, whose bowling has been very average of late, this is probably going to be a belter. So that puts the onus on Mohammad Siraj and Jasprit Bumrah to take 5 wickets before the 25th over. Otherwise, Pakistan could be on track to a very good total on this deck.
That's right. Just get at least 2 to 3 wickets in the power plays, Jamie. That's the only way I see. If it's a flat track, to restrict Pakistan to a total that's not going to put pressure on you when you come back. Yes, India have got a super batting lineup, but having said that, the scoreboard pressure is going to be very different in a game like this. Where the stakes are high, but that's India's playing 11. Rohit Sharma had said yesterday that Shubman Gill is 99% fit, and Shubman Gill finds his name in the playing 11. Rohit Sharma at the toss saying that it's because of the pitch, and this being a ground that Shubman Gill knows about. So this, especially on this ground, they wanted Shubman Gill to play. There is no place for Ravichandran Ashwin. Shardul Thakur is the all-rounder that India have gone with. Let's also take a look at Pakistan's playing 11. It's the same team from the last game, and why not, given the way this team won against Sri Lanka. Abdullah Shafiq, again, 100 from him in the last game, and Pakistan continuing with him with Imam ul Haq, Mohammad Rizwan, the other centurion from the last game that Pakistan played against Sri Lanka, Saud Shakil, Iftikhar Ahmed, Shadab Khan. Today, how important will Shadab Khan's role be in the middle overs? He's been out of form. Can he make an impact today? There's Mohammad Nawaz, Shaheen Afridi, Hassan Ali and Haris Rauf. And with that, Chetan is back with us. We've got reactions from Jamie on the toss. Let's find out from Chetan what he thinks of India's playing 11, and was he expecting, in fact, he had said that he is expecting Ravichandran Ashwin to be back on this, but clearly it looks like a flat track and lots of runs waiting to be scored.
Absolutely, Meha. That is the only explanation, to be honest, that, we don't expect the pitch to spin a lot. We don't expect the pitch to change from one innings to the other innings. And for that particular reason, I think they've gone with the same bowling combination. They expect something similar to what, the Delhi pitch was like, and in its combination in terms of its support to the bowlers. So that's why they've gone in. Shubman Gill, obviously the expected change after he was shadow batting on the pitch, after the slip catching he took today. So yeah, the only, I was cut off by the network, by the jammers here. So I was saying that the only issue that India could face is that they'll be batting under lights and with dew about. Does that give some sort of added advantage to somebody like a Shaheen Afridi who can get the ball to move? Again, throughout this tournament, we've seen the ball does a bit in the first 5-6 overs, maybe even 10 overs. If that happens and India's susceptibility against the left arm pace, that's something that has been hurtful to them in the past, and Shaheen Afridi was the one who hurt them. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen, and there'll be no disappointments today.
I'm just going to look back to the first game that was played here and see the way New Zealand openers came and just took the England bowling apart. Hopefully something like that happens when India comes in to bat second. But yes, the option to field first, clearly because of dew, or they're expecting dew playing a huge role. Now, Shubman Gill being back. Acha ji, before we go to Shubman Gill, there is...
Yes, a word to them, a word to the Gujarat police. And, they've been sitting here in the heat and all. They've been working hard over the last 2-3 days with the Pakistan team, Like I said, the most secure city in the country today is Ahmedabad. There's, because, and thanks to these guys, it's because of these guys. And they are here everywhere.
But you've got to ask him what he... but you've got to ask him what he thinks of this big game.
कौन जीतेगा? वो नहीं बोल सकते. See, he's on duty, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess they're all on duty. So that's
what have been the instructions? If you just ask him what have been the instructions for this game, when it comes to fans, because there is going to be, there are a lot of people. So
कुछ अलग से instruction है इस match के लिए कुछ नहीं. So they are supposed to be here at their post. They've been assigned posts, and nothing really specific, because everybody has different duties and different perimeters, and that's about it. It's just nice to put in a word for them that they have worked so hard for the last few days.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I'd like to thank all of them. We'd like to thank all of them, given that this is extremely hard work for them to be there, extra security, lot of responsibility. But Shubman Gill being back, that's good news. It was heartbreaking, really, for someone who's been in form, someone who's been scoring hundreds, to not get a match like this. India versus Pakistan, it's a huge moment, and that's a little, I wanted to put that out because that's a poster that sort of tells you that he's out, and that mosquito that mosquito, damn you mosquito, it says, miss you Shubman Gill. Well, Shubman Gill is back, so the fans, Shubman Gill fans, will be happy. Let's also listen into what these fans had to say about Gill.
मैं बिल्कुल चाहती हूँ कि शुभमन गिल खेले. अगर शुभमन गिल आएंगे तो हमें मिस के ऊपर वेलकम चिपका देंगे, पर हम चाहते हैं कि आज का मैच खेले. और मैं कोहली की बहुत बड़ी फैन हूँ, तो हम चाहते हैं काफी हाई स्कोरिंग मैच हो और हमारे सारे बैट्समैन बहुत सारे रन बनाए और हम आज का मैच जीते. नहीं, मैं बहुत बुरा लगा जब शुभमन को डेंगू हुआ. हमें लगा था वो काफी अच्छी फॉर्म में चल रहे हैं और हम चाहते थे कि वो जरूर खेले. तो आज उम्मीद करते हैं कि शुभमन विल प्ले टुडे एंड कोहली एंड रोहित एवरीबॉडी विल सबको स्कोर करेंगे और हम काफी हाई स्कोरिंग मैच हो और हम ये मैच जीते.
Well, they could be happy because Shubman Gill is in fact playing this big game. India versus Pakistan. We'll get you all the latest here, guys. Thank you so much, Chetan Nurula and Jamie Alto, for joining us here. It's a big game. Hopefully, it'll be a close game with India winning at the end of it. That's it from us. News 9 Live is what you need to subscribe to for all the latest. For now, goodbye. Thanks for watching.
Almost did not want to find out that Rajiv Gandhi was corrupt. Is it possible for a Prime Minister of a country to tell so many lies? You cannot imagine the pressure on me